Thank you.
Thanks for everybody for coming. We appreciate Dan and Brady coming out. So they're the QuickBuy, Brady's our QuickBuy rep, and then Dan runs the.
I'm the Chief Revenue Officer, just like all of you with your companies, right?
And so, and then Maggie used to be kind of the go-to here, and now it's me. So after we get done, if you guys have questions, you can come reach me. If I don't know it, then I'll reach out to one of them to make sure that we get those questions answered as well. But we're excited for them to be here today to see how we can generate leads for your business, and then have QuickBuy part of your program for going on listing presentation. So I'll just turn it over to you.
Okay,
So,
thanks again. So my name is Nan, N-A-N, backward, forward, same thing. As I said, Chief Revenue Officer for Moving Station, which is the parent company for QuickBuy. Glad you guys came out. Hope breakfast is good. Good? Okay, great. Hopefully you don't mind that I carry my coffee with me everywhere. So I will pause and take a sip every now and then and hopefully not spill it. I already did that once this morning. I had a different shirt on, the coffee went down. So how many of you have ever heard the phrase best laid plans, right? This morning has been a, we won't call it a train wreck, but I woke up an hour or two hours ago, went to get on our PowerPoint for this morning. It was blank, completely blank. So panic moment number one, spilled the coffee number two, couldn't get connected number three. So best laid plans, right? How many of you have ever gone on a presentation or about to go out to listing presentation and things fall apart before you go? You're frantic, you're scrambling. And how many of you think your sellers have issues like that in life? Best laid plans, all of a sudden things go wrong, right? Somebody's in the hospital. Mom has to go to nursing home. Got a new job across the country. They want me to move like that. And they turn to you for help. Got to sell my home, got to move quick, need some money. That's what QuickBuy's here for. QuickBuy's here for people. It's to help solve people problems. It is about giving solutions no matter what's going on in your seller's life. It's not really about the houses that are in great disrepair. So we're not a house solution, we're a people solution. People who need you to have a different kind of way to sell their home. What QuickBuy is about. How many of you have been through one of the trainings or heard anything about QuickBuy already? Okay, great. As we said, it takes a while to kind of get used to it. It is a new way to sell homes. There are some nuances to what you would say to your customer traditionally, how to get through the whole process. And that's why we're here for the next couple hours. Later today, we'll have one of the agents talking about his experience and how it went. And I think that's a great opportunity for you guys to ask questions of somebody of your own who's been through the program. This morning, we're going to start with some marketing things. I'm starting with marketing because this is about lead generation. If nothing else you take away from the next 2 hours is that QuickBuy is meant to generate list leads for you. It's to give you something different to talk about in the marketplace and have people call you. Okay, and that's slide number one. All right, so a little bit about us, just in case you don't know, we've been doing this for over 13 years. So Moving Station is a national iBuyer. We've been iBuying for a really long time. Quick history of us, we were in corporate relocation, developed corporate relocation software to help manage, people that, how many of you are familiar with corporate relo? Okay, good, because a lot of what we do looks like that. We took corporate relo to the senior living industry. We started contracting with senior living communities at the corporate level to kind of move older adults the way that you would move an executive, giving them all the support. QuickBuy came out of that 13 years ago because older adults needed solutions to get cash fast, a lot of equity in their homes. We wanted to make sure they weren't falling prey to, I don't know what you call it, the local guy who offered 50 cents on the dollar, right? So we wanted to create a solution. That's where this came from. So we've been doing it for a really long time nationally. We were the iBuyer for Zillow way back when they first started testing this product. Eventually, some of you may have heard this, Zillow started asking us to buy based on the Zestimate, to purchase homes, put our money behind homes based on the Zestimate. How many of you would invest in a home based on a Zestimate? Okay, nobody, right. So we didn't do that anymore. So, and they went on to lose $500 million doing that way. So we're all agents. Everybody at Moving Station QuickBuy, everybody's been in the industry. Everyone's been licensed. We're not selling. We're not selling at all, but we have to understand your industry, right? We're here to support agents. We believe in agents. We think it's the best way for consumers to buy or sell is through an agent versus the web. And it's about your brand. QuickBuy does not put a sign in the yard ever. It is always your brand, your sign in the yard. Excuse me, losing my voice. Always your listings, always your leads. So these are leads that you have. These are customers you're generating. No referral fees. This is your customer, okay? Your listings, your commissions. And I'll explain how it all works. So everything is about you guys. So if you remember the solutions, for those of you who are aware, there's traditional, which is of course the way you always sell a home. And now you have 3 more ways to sell homes. There's 3 different solutions. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these right now. Brady is going to get into that a little more this in the next session. But you have the instant offer. So the immediate offer QuickBuy. That is what most people think of when they think of iBuying or cash solutions. It's a quick cash solution. We can close in as few as 14 days, assuming everything goes great, clear title, all that good stuff. And it is a way to save your client from having to show the home or get it market ready, right? It's a solution. QuickBuy Lock is something that's truly unique. It works really well. Lock is they get the offer, lock it in for 5 months, for 150 days. You can go on and list the home. If at any point in time, they're like, I'm done with this, it's not working, I don't want any more people in my house, I need to move on, my new property is ready, whatever it is, they can execute the offer, same offer, and they're done, right? The last one is leaseback. Leaseback is an option whenever anyone buys a home or whenever QuickBuy buys a home. If they need to stay there for a period of time, we'll lease it back to them. Pretty simple concept, right? They can stay there. It's a daily rate lease. So we'll explain the details again a little bit later today. So that if they need to stay for 15 days, they can stay for 15 days, 45. So it's something to be convenient, especially for those like new home builds, or they bought a fixer-upper, and there's a lot of other reasons to use that option. Surprisingly enough, and I don't know why this just popped in my head, about 40% of the people who take a QuickBuy offer also do a little bit of lease back. I always find that ironic because they took the quick cash offer, but now we're going to slow down and lease it back. So it just seems interesting to me. All right, so why QuickBuy? Why are we talking about this? You guys have, what kind of market do you have right now? Seller's market. You've got things moving really quick. I heard yesterday, everything under 350 is moving like hotcakes. You're still getting multiple offers. Doesn't make sense to be talking about a cash offer, quick solution in a market like that. Yes, it does, and I'll tell you why. What are the options? What is it that we do to market it, to get people to call us to look into this? That's what we're going to talk about this morning. So the why, like I said, it is all about learning how to do things a little differently. It is having something different to talk about in your marketplace. There's more than one way to sell a home. You're going to hear me say that probably 50 times. In this market, you may not see it as much, but nationally, the tech iBuyers, the website companies, Zillow, Open Door, OfferPad, Knock, Easy Knock, so on and so forth, they are promoting the heck out of these solutions. Why are they doing it? They're doing it to get the customer's attention. They just want something new and different to say. There's an easier way to sell home. So this is what's happened. So this is you, this is agents, all across the board, all brands, all agents. Everybody was fishing for their customer, more or less, right? With the same program, the same bait. We're all out there selling traditional home sale. Some of us build better relationships. Some of us know the market better. Some of us are better at home marketing, whatever the reason, but basically offering the same product, right? Everybody on the same playing field. These big tech companies came in and they started promoting all over the web, all over the internet, postcards, mailers, you name it. They come into a market, they spend millions of dollars trying to get your customer to call them first. And then what do? When the customer calls them first, they have you come back and buy the leads from them, right? Customer calls them, then they're going to charge you for the leads. It was your customer to begin with. They paid millions of dollars to take that away from you and then have you pay for it. That's what's going on. So It leaves the agents with fewer people going to them direct because now everyone's starting by looking at these solutions. What QuickBuy does is put this conversation in your hands so that your customers stay with you and you have more customers. You have different opportunities to talk to people who you may not have normally spoken with. Does that make sense? Kind of. Am I making sense? Do you like the fish slides? So that's really, the whole goal is to make sure that you as agents have every solution, anything someone's looking for, you have that in your arsenal. You're not going to use it every day. It's not going to be right for every customer, but you know about it. Last year, those tech guy buyers bought 160,000 homes. Kind of a lot of homes. They did that in 20 markets. So 20, not 20 states, 20 markets, 160,000 homes. They generated 5 million leads on the buy and sell side because a lot of people who are using the instant offer to sell their home are buyers, right? So they're getting both sides of the transaction. So one simple message is all they had, easy, simple, talking about how do we make this transaction that can be a little clunky sometimes, how do we make it easy, and generating a lot of leads that way. And why? Because consumers are looking for easy. Ever since the pandemic, probably before it, people started looking for the easy button. I think it's, who is it, Staples that started the easy button? Everyone talks about the easy button on everything now, right? How many of you order stuff through Amazon? Okay. How many of you use Uber Eats or whatever it is? DoorDash, thank you. My daughter works for Grubhub. It just astounds me. It's like one of the biggest companies in the world, not just here, but in the world, is Just Eats. And people will pay $11 to have the milkshake delivered to their doorstep, right? Kind of crazy. But it's convenience. It's convenience. People want the easy button. How many of you have traded in a car versus get it ready, have people come over, all of that? I did. Yeah, it's easy, right? I might have left money on the table. I don't know. I don't care. The consumers want to know about the easy button. They may not take it. So studies out there for the last 2 years have shown that almost 80% of people are curious. I talk to older adults all the time. I get in front of them in audiences like this, and I ask them, how many of you are curious what that offer is going to be? To do absolutely nothing to your house except take your stuff and go. They all raise their hands. They all want to know, what is someone going to pay me to do absolutely nothing to change my situation? Doesn't mean they'll take it, but they all want to know it. And you guys can bring that information to them. Studies also show consumers prefer agents. So do they want to work with the tech companies on this? No, they want to work with you guys on this. They want you to be able to come in and inform them and tell them there's another easier way. Would you like to hear more about it? So marketing, how do I tell them that? How do I promote this? How do I get it across to my sphere? How do I get it across to people out there? How do I let people know I have more options so I can get more leads, so I can capture more listings? Because getting that customer in front of you, again, I'll probably say it too many times, doesn't mean they're going to take the cash offer. It means you have a listing opportunity, right? Getting in front of them is about the listing opportunity. So you probably can't read this. This is a Berkshire Hathaway, another market. This past fall, I had several sellers who wanted to go with what they thought was the easiest way to sell their home. Even though these sellers were part of my sphere, they were considering choosing another company because they had a guaranteed offer product. QuickBuy solutions were an integral part of me winning the listing, all of which closed within a month. I actually should say listings, so multiples. My sellers who chose not to go through QuickBuy were pleased to have it as an option. And we hear that all the time. They just appreciate that the agents have something to offer them. They know the agents are trying to solve for their issues. Additionally, it gave me the ability to educate my clients, to understand, to know how other companies in our market use guaranteed buying programs. So in her case, they have a lot going on in that market. This is Georgia. So there's a lot going on with different buyers. You guys have seen signs on the corner, right? Sally wants to buy homes or whatever it is that's going on around here. It's a different kind of buyer. There is a difference between a home flipper and an iBuyer. It usually has to do with the kind of properties and how much discount the prices. Flippers tend to go in and they will lower offers because they're going to put all the work in themselves. They're minimizing their risk. They'll go in with a fast solution that's maybe 50, 60 cents on the dollar. iBuyers are different. We are included in that iBuyer pool. So where we're looking more like 85, 90 cent offers in that area. So in her case, she was able to educate her sellers on what's going on in her market and what is a good value and what isn't a good value. What we do know about this, 2 reasons to get involved in these programs, is increasing list capture. As she said, even though they didn't take the offer, she got the listings because she was in front of them, educating them, talking to them, sharing the results. Overall, with this program in all the markets we're operating in, and we're about, I don't know, 50, 60 markets at this time, working with brokerages like yours, the average list capture, meaning the listings they're getting, is about 79%. That's average. So where we have people who are already capturing 80% of their home visits, capturing all their listing presentations, we're able to maybe inch that up incrementally. Average agent is at 40 to 45 based on all the studies out there. So that's a big increase for people who are maybe capturing half the time, right? It's because they see you're vested in their problem. You're finding out more about what's going on with them and you're bringing them different solutions. So number 1 reason to do it is increase your capture. Something new to talk about, increase your capture. And now at this brokerage, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador, it is also a way to increase your earnings. We're offering a program, which we'll talk about a couple times today, where once the QuickBuy home is being sold, so we own it, you've gone through the transaction, you've taken care of your client, they've moved on, we purchased the home, you are now selling the home for us, for QuickBuy, then there's an additional $1,500 on the sale of that home. Does that make sense? Okay, so we've got a QuickBuy transaction, we bought the home, you're now selling it for us, we're adding a $1,500 to your commission. Okay. Yay. Commission, we'll get into some real number details this, after breakfast when everyone's ready to fall asleep. And we're going to do a deep dive on the numbers. You guys set your commission. Everything's being entered through an app. You're putting in your usual customary commission, and you're setting your own commission on that home. So whatever your normal splits are, that's what you're getting paid in the end.
Have you decided how long you're going to pay that commission out? Is that?
So it is, we have a flyer and we'll have Jay send it out again after this. So it's for any home that we purchase through the end of the year. Now, it may not be sold until, January. If we buy it in December and then you're reselling it for us in January, it'll be, could be in what year are we in? 2024. So, but anything that we purchase through the end of the year. So you've got some time.
Who decides the price that it gets sold at? You guys?
We
work together, or how does that work?
we will get way into that, but in the end, our analysts are coming up with the value. They're publishing the value back to you, what they believe the home will sell for. Your marketing team has put together some materials. There's a note here. Elise could not be here this morning. She was going to talk to you about this, but I think Jay can make sure that everybody knows how to get this afterward. Can we somehow, or Elise, or we'll get an email out to you so you can find this. She says to email marketing for more information. So I believe she just put all these things together for you. So there's postcards, there's a listing flyer that you can bring on your listing presentations, social media posts. I think it's just like a drop in and go type thing that she has set up. We also have this website, which is quickbuy.com/agent resources. That's our website, but available to you. There's a ton of stuff on there. When you go to that page, there's flyers, there's training videos, there's promotional videos, there's an email campaign, which we're going to try and figure out how to get it into KV Core. There's training. If you can't remember something we told you here, you can go check out training. The logos are there, certification badges, things like that. So everything you need is at this site, and we'll send you an email and get that information back to you. When you go in, there's all kinds of stuff. This is just a mini snapshot. We were hoping to we can't get on your internet here. So we were going to go in and show you some of those links, but there's tons of postcards and ads, and it's all, you're going to open the PDFs, save them, drop in your photo, drop in your contact information, and then you're print ready, or save it to your file and you're print ready. There's directions on how to do it in there. So there's more stuff in addition to what your own team has put together for you. There's a lot there. There's builder materials to go out and talk to your builders. Lock options, quick buy options are great for builders who are trying to, get that payment, and then your clients can use the lease back, stay in their home until their home's ready. A lot of different ways to use this program for builders. Anyone wants to talk about that more, happy to talk to them on the side. I'm going to show you a little bit of what some agents have done in other parts of the country, other parts of other brokerages, sometimes even other companies. Get creative with this. It's something new to talk about. How many times are you looking for something new to talk about in your newsletters, something new to talk about on social media? You have 3 different topics at the very least: an immediate offer, the lock option, which is more or less a guaranteed offer, because if they take the lock option, their home's going to get sold either way, and the lease back. So get creative with it. We had a young lady up in the Midwest. She did a campaign. It was just a Facebook campaign. Some of it was boosted, some of it was not. She chose a couple of zip codes that she wanted to expand into. So this was kind of a growth program. She wrote it 4 messages once a week. And then she mailed postcards out to her sphere. And she ended up having 10 sales closed out of it. Now they closed over a period of time. They didn't close right away, but a lot of calls, a lot of information, overall 10 listings. And only one of them was 2 of them were quick buys. So again, we don't expect them all to be quick buys. Our company doesn't even want them all. We know it's not going to be quick buys. We're closing at about, well, yeah, you guys won't count. You guys are closing at about a rate of about 20% of what's sent in becomes an offer, but we haven't had that much sent in from you guys yet. Normal, 28% of what's been sent in, the sellers have accepted the offers. Nationally, we're at about 14% of sellers, that are being submitted by agents are accepting the offer. So that's a good number. In her case, it was a little lower, and it varies by market to market. So this was her, she said, it helped me open doors. She also there was a door knocking campaign part of that too. They went out and they put door hangers on. How many of you do door knocking? Do you? Yeah, it used to be a thing and then it wasn't a thing. And I keep hearing more and more about it now, that it's a good way to farm a new neighborhood. So postcards. In the Southwest, there was an agent sent out the first group of postcards right away. Happened to get a really good lead. It turned out to be 2 transactions, buy and sell side, a couple $1 million. That's nice. Not going to happen every time. Be nice if it did, but she was very excited because we were still in that town training when she got the first phone call. So it was great. AdWords, we've seen a 4 times return on AdWords. Now AdWords and AdWorks and those types of companies are kind of more brand building, right? They're not necessarily lead gen. You get activity from them, but you don't really get hard leads, but it's a good way to get your name out there. Instagram polling. Are you aware of cash offers? Are you interested in cash offers? Would you like to hear more about a cash offer? So how many of you have ever tried Instagram polling? I have not. Again, another kind of fun thing to get people listening to what you have to say. This is a really long slide. I'm not going to go through it all. This is, unless you want me to. This is a bunch of ideas that came from agents on things to do. We will also print this up for you and send it back in an email. Since you guys all registered for this, we have your information. We'll send you all this stuff I'm talking about. But sellers who were once interested, you haven't been able to reconnect with them. You're trying to get through, right? They're people that you're following up on. They're on your hot list. Now you have something different to talk about. It's just a way to reconnect. Fiduciaries, estate people, divorce attorneys, older adult communities, community centers. These are all places where people usually lean toward these kinds of offers. So we've had an amazing percentage of divorcees or divorces coming to us looking for this solution. They don't want the contentious stuff going on. They just want to be done. It's surprising to me, but it's still happening. Open houses was one that we heard, bringing it to open houses. You're interested in buying this house? Guess what? I can make you a non-contingent buyer. I can give you a cash offer for your home, sell it today. You can buy this one. That's been a big thing. So using this to get buyers, turning them into instant sellers, non-contingent, they become a cash buyer. Yes? Yes. In a market like yours, that's the kind of, right now, that's how it's useful. The funny thing about these solutions, it changes. During the pandemic, everyone loved it. Why? No one in the house, no showings. It was a big thing. Then in a slow market, people love it. Why? Hard to sell. They want to get sold. They got to move on. They have another job. In a fast market like yours, become a cash buyer. So move on to that transaction quickly. You think about what they're leaving on, willing to pay now with these competitive offers, right? They're paying way over market. They don't have to necessarily, they're willing to give up money to get to that house. So let's get to that house faster. And you might have to leave some dollars on the table. Again, we'll get into what those dollars look like. They're going to leave money on the table. I want to be clear about that. Not 100% of home value that we're buying for. We're investors. Farming in new territory, again, door to door, putting flyers out, mailings, everything else. We do hear mostly from agents, it's the postcards and the flyers that they're still getting calls on, which amazes me in a tech market like we have today. Andrew Udom, I think we can play this. Not sure. We're having internet. Nope. Can you guys hear him? Can you do your volume up? Oops, you went totally away. No, go to slideshow. Yeah. No, it worked fine. He just did it. Where'd we go? Okay. All right, we'll try it.
In the real estate world, recently Zillow was going to stop their iBuyer program. Some guys didn't even know they come in and offer you a cash price for your home, take it down to us. They stopped doing it. They lost millions of dollars. The day they stopped, you started Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway did a cash offer on your house, no bullshit, clean offer, and you can stay in the house for up to a year. And better than that, you can lock into that price and still say, hey, we're talking about sales negotiation market. I like this number. See how much more you can hit me. You're locked here, so no matter what happens, you're good. We can still go for top dollar. Berkshire Hathaway, always innovating. If you're interested in cash offer on your house, talk to us. We're doing it better than anybody.
That's that one. And then this is a Realty One, I believe, down in Florida. So this was
Looking for
well,
a cash offer on your home? If you're like me, convenience is key. QuickBuy is the all-cash buying program that works directly with your needs. Enjoy the convenience of no home prep and no show. In as little as 40 hours, qualified pros will have an immediate response. Call on your timeline in as little as 14 days. With QuickBuy leaseback, the seller gets their proceeds, and you're able to move when you are ready. Get in contact with your trusted Realty One Group agent today for the immediate cash offer.
okay. Those are just examples. How many of you are doing videos kind of regularly, trying video, getting out there? Again, something to talk about. It doesn't have to be super slick and professional. The Realty One guy, I think his title company sponsored that or helped him put it together or something like that. But it's the more it's you, the more your personality is in these videos, then they say the better it is, right? It's just you talking about what you can do to help people out. There are some video scripts on some of these little links that we give you, or if you're just stumped and you're like, hey, I want to do a video, can you guys help me with a script? We're happy to. Reach out to Brady, we'll get you some words, we'll help you at least get started. Love to see more of that. Consultative messaging or consultative, depending on how you say it, meaning you're the expert. You don't want to be Sally buys homes for cash sign on the street corner, right? You are Berkshire Hathaway Home Services ambassador. You are their trusted resource. You're their professional resource. You're here to help them understand, what is a cash offer? How do I know if a cash offer is good for me? Where does it start? And I'm asking you guys this. If someone's interested in a cash offer, how do they know if it's a good offer? Where do you start? CMA. You got to know the home value. Who knows if a cash offer is good until you really know what your home is worth, until they understand market trajectory, what's going on, what are average days on market? Is this a good thing for me? Maybe I don't care what average days on market are because I just got in an accident. I can't possibly get my home ready. I got hospital bills to pay and I need to sell my home and get out of here. So, but you're there to inform them. You're there to give them the information, to spend more time with them, helping them understand what this is for, what it looks like, if it's a good decision for them. So when you're out there marketing, asking them questions. Do you know there's more than one way to sell a home? Ask me about it. Have you seen cash offers? Are you interested? Ask me about it. So again, you guys are the experts, the consultants. Basic marketing. So we have all these tools out there. Take time, explore them. We'll do our best to get some of this into KV Core, because as you're exploring that, we'd love it if it's all dovetailed there for you. 3 things you can do. You're going to go through a certification training later this afternoon. Maybe you already went through one, just to really understand the nuts and bolts of the program. So number 1, you get a little badge with that. Just put it on your stuff. Send it out there. Again, social media posts. I was QuickBuy certified today. Ask me about instant cash offers. So number 1, so if you do nothing else, these 3 things. Number 1, your certification. Number 2, QuickBuy flyer, add it to your listing. So you have it there to talk to people about, right? That you can just bring it up on your next listing call. Hey, would you be interested in a cash offer? It might be a good option for you. We can explore it. No cost, no obligation. Send the 4 drip email campaign. So in those links that we gave you, there's 4 emails. It's a short drip campaign talking about the different ways to sell a home that you have. Send those out to your sphere. So we'll get that again. We'll try and get into the system for you. But if not, we'll get those to you and make sure you have them and you can start sending them out. So nothing else. This is where you start on marketing. And don't forget, there's the extra $1,500 attached. Not $1 million, but it's $1,500. I was looking it up. I was going to bring a really cheesy slide that had all the ways to spend $1,500, but I couldn't find anything good. I did find you could buy 6,200 packets of ramen noodles. Good. I think a dozen kittens or puppies adopted, right? But then you need a whole lot more of this to take care of them. Average price of a cruise, 7-day cruise, $1,500. Pretty good. So anyway, I'm sure you all know how you can spend the money, and the more homes that you end up transacting, the higher that number gets. And hopefully that's a little bit of a reason for you to just learn more about it. That's why we're doing this. We want you to learn how to manage these homes. We want you to explore what the options are. It's just meant to help you maybe be a little more interested in what's going on. So that's it on the marketing side. I'm going to give you a little break. We're going to talk about, get a little more deeper dive into the products themselves, how they work, what the little nuances are, what the dollars are, how all the money works, because we like to be very, very transparent about the money side in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You guys want to make some calls? 10 minutes? It's only 9:30. Did I go too fast? It's because I couldn't get on the web. Oh, great. Fast is good. Right. Let's get through it. Okay, good. So we'll start up again in about 15 minutes. Questions on marketing, or do you want to think about it and come back and ask us? Because I think most of the questions are going to be on pricing and process. Yes.
Is there any protection of promoting this in your listing process and having your seller not list with you and go around you directly to QuickBuy?
Yes, good question. I like that. So if you're promoting it, if you're promoting it, he asked, is there any way that the seller can, go around the agent and come direct to us? So we have in our agreements with you, with Ambassador, with actually Corporate Home Services America, we have an agreement to never solicit your client directly. So if someone comes to us, we're not out there promoting this. So we are a B2B company. I should have made that clear from the beginning. We are here to serve you guys. We're behind the scenes. We are not actively promoting to consumers. So everything we do is business to business. We're always the back office solution. So if someone came to us from your market, it's going to get sent right back to your market. We would probably ask them, how'd you hear about us? If they say it's you, it gets sent back to you. Now, if they don't give us any information at all, but it's in this market, it's going to go back to ambassador, but we're not soliciting them. We're not going out there and trying to get them ourselves. So,
Is there any other brokers here?
in the family. So under Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Woods and Home are here. But outside of that, no.
Are you owned by BHHS?
No. Nope. Moving Station is a privately owned company. Again, we have a pool of investors that have been doing this for a long time, and all US, they're all in Chicago.
That one video indicated like when so-and-so.
Oh, he said, well, he just said Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah, that's Andrew. He in his mind, he's all Berkshire Hathaway. So, he meant his brokerage. He's actually Sure Group, and the Sure Group in Maryland. So he's part of the Sure Group. He comes in now here to present to you guys every now and then. Yes.
So that we can better represent ourselves as being an expert in the marketplace. We have an exclusive with you, vice versa. Is there competition out there that we're going to find out that Nebraska Realty has their iBuying company?
As far as I know here, and we will continue to work with Jay to send you information if we find out anything that's going on or if we hear about things. As far as I know, in your market, there's not another, we're not with anybody else. So we're with you guys. We are with Woods and Home. We kind of did all that at the same time. But there's no other brokerage here. We have no interest in working with another brokerage here. We're not planning to bring in another brokerage here.
Company out there that is like you.
There's nobody doing what we do. There are the tech companies. So there is a chance Open Door, OfferPad, who are, website companies, will come in and start marketing here. I can't stop that from happening. They've moved from, they've gone from 20 to like 30 markets now, maybe 40. They're moving fast.
No other company with the same business model that works with agents.
Not that's putting it in the agent's hand. Our whole goal is to keep you guys front and center to every transaction. We want you standing in front of that client. We toyed with the idea of, okay, you go in and make the pitch, we'll present the offer. But then that takes you out of the mix. Then you're not standing there to get that listing appointment.
From the seller's point of view, they might think, okay, this is you, Berkshire Hathaway. That's one thing we can look into. We can also look at OfferPad maybe. Have you done a study to see what this other competition is coming back with in terms of who's got the better deal?
We have, so I can send you, so we watch their earnings calls and their everything every quarter. So OfferPad, Open Door, those types of companies, they started out of the gates a few years ago saying 5% off of your home value, right? That's how they were marketing it. 5% off home value, off your 100% home value. They pushed that really hard. They got sued for $62 million for being deceptive on that, number one. So that was early last year. They lost $1 billion, literally $1 billion last year, 928 million, something like that. So last year, because they were buying poorly, wrong price, they've adjusted their pricing, they've come way down, but they still don't give it all up front. We try and give as much as we can information up front. We'll talk about what these offers look like, but we have picked up many where an agent, the seller goes to Open Door and OfferPad, they get a price, then later, we just had one that was $100,000 different in the final say so. That's a lot of money. So then they came back to us and say, what can you do? So, I can't say they're all bad. I can't say they're all good. They play different games in different markets. They come into a market, they're very aggressive because they want to get the consumer's attention. It's all a game, a marketing game. But what you guys have to remember is if I'm a seller and I got to go to a tech company and they're going to throw a price out at me based on their own algorithm, by the way. So they're controlling that price to begin with. Or talk to you, who I've known, who, goes to all my community events, who I've seen around, who I know knows the market, and go to you and ask you the same question. I'm going to go to you. But if I don't know you have the solution, I'm not going to go to you. So the key is just letting people know that you have it. But in terms of your exact question, as people come in here, we'll send you guys as much information as we can. We send newsletters out all the time that have bits and pieces of information. We'll try and keep you informed because I'd love for you to be the expert. How many of you have ever done education sessions on FSBO, for sale by owner? Have you done a couple of that here and there? Wouldn't it be great if you can add this? Now I'm, come learn about cash offers, and you can be the one educating who's in the players are in your market, what's going on with them. And then you have the solution. And you know what? If my solution is not the best one and you have a better one, use it. You've got to do what's best for your customer, right? Now, I don't want to say that, and I'm hoping that we are usually the best solution. But, if someone else wants to do something else and they come in, you've got to do what's right for your customer. And that's the key to all of this, right? That's the key to what you guys do as a business.
Does the seller need to participate in your assessment of what you're going to offer for a house?
They're not participating. No, again, we're going
How does
to.
an agent ask you to tell us what you would pay for this?
Yeah, you guys are going in and you're actually sharing some information with us. So you're going in and taking some pictures. We again, why don't we break? Because that's the whole next session on how it works and what the process is. So, okay. So marketing questions, any more marketing questions? Literally marketing promotion. Again, lead generation is the whole reason for this. Okay. Over.